Addressing residents of the area on behalf of the governor, the Special Advisor General Duties Ekpenyong Akaba called for restraint by all, particularly the Obuton community, to support government effort to be able to address the problem.
Other community leaders and youth for their cooperation so far. Unfortunately, we know that this is beyond not because it's a natural disaster. But we're taking steps in line with the Excellency Directive to do mitigational processes that can, for now, in the interim, ensure that it doesn't go beyond where we are. That is why we have the security operatives on ground, and we want to appeal to residents for restraint because we need to cordon the area for safety. We have to ensure that lives are being protected, properties are also being protected. So henceforth, there will be no more vehicular movements from here, according to the Directive of His Excellency, even individual movement, which we're also calling on community leaders and our homeland officials to enforce that. Because while government is taking steps for interim measures to, like the Commissioner have said, until we have permanent solutions, community has to also cooperate in ensuring that we don't have casualties. Because what we see here today, last week it wasn't this far, and we don't know in the coming days because the rains continue to come. So we are calling on residents to restrain movement in this area.
The Commissioner for Environment, Bassey Mensah, and his works counterpart, Pius Ankpo, said the occurrence is unconnected to climate change, adding that much as citizens, government is disturbed by the landslide and is working to mitigate it from spreading and causing more havoc.
Looking at the palliative measure, the government of Cross River State is worried. So we are looking at the option, trying to see how we can divert the water from the inlet, which is the source, and divert it to Channel 2 and Channel 1 respectively. Once that happens, it's going to reduce the volume of water that comes here and will reduce the subsequent damage.
And so with that support of federal government, this will come to an end. But in an interim, His Excellency the Governor had directed bringing a different technical measure where we are going to use here. There are two options which we are trying to put. One may be fabrication of steel line, steel pipe, and the other one is to bring maybe a geotextile material that will be put under beneath where water will flow on top of it. So,
corroborating the appeal, the village head of the Buton community, Reverend Dr. Takis Etim, described the collapsing of the land as a disaster and appeal to the state and federal government to take proactive steps in arresting the challenge.
Very serious disaster where the land is collapsing. If you look behind me, the road that leads to Adax has collapsed and no one can pass, and the road is still collapsing. And we are pleading with government officials to please take necessary steps. If possible, also inform the federal government to take steps because the situation is very, very bad. We cannot sleep. Some of us cannot sleep at night. When there is rain, we just have to stand out to watch what is happening.
The Acting Commissioner of Police, DCP Godwin Etim, said the precautionary measure was to prevent people getting closer to the area to avoid being victims due to the gravity of the continuous washing of the soil.
As of the police force, we have also in place measures on ground. We have tried to cordon off the place and stop people from going because people are eager to go and look at what is happening without taking consideration of the fact that the ground may cave in while they are there watching. So the police force has put security measures in place to prevent people from getting to that area to avoid loss of life.
Sunday Ina, CBC News.